If you're a health expert, which I'm sure you are because you're watching this channel for a reason, do not, and I repeat, do not hand over your marketing to some agency or marketing consultants, and I'm going to tell you why right now. Hey, what's going on? Yuri Elkaim here, founder and CEO of Healthpreneur. We help health and fitness professionals grow amazing businesses online, coaching businesses specifically. And one of the biggest challenges that I see health experts run into, and I was one of these guys back in the day, is I just want to speak. I just want to share my message. I just want to write books. I just want to, work with my clients. I don't want to do anything else. And that's fine. But the decision that follows that is very detrimental in a lot of cases. I'm just going to hire an agency to do everything for me. Okay, let's take a step backwards. So here's the thing with agencies or consultants a lot of times is they will charge you a retainer, right? So let's just say they charge you $10,000 a month to do your Facebook ads, your branding, whatever else they want to call it. So they get paid regardless of the performance of your business. And that is a fundamentally flawed, terrible business model for you, the client. For them, it's great because they get guaranteed income. And that's the problem. I've shot some other videos about the importance of offers and as the business taking on more of the risk so the client doesn't have to. In this case, you are the client, the consultant or the agency is the business. So let me give you a couple examples or a couple short stories of how bad this can go. So I have a good friend who is a York Times Bestselling author. He's a naturopathic doctor, a great guy. And a number of years ago, he was writing his first book. So that book did well, and he was writing his next book, but he didn't want to do all the marketing and the promotion of it. So he hired I'm not going to mention his name, a guy who has kind of like this done for you agency type of thing. And so he took on the book launch. So he said, I will run the book launch, etc. Now, the problem with that was that the setup of the agreement was in no way, shape, or form based on performance. And so what happened was that this book launched and it was a massive flop, big time. And my friend I was having dinner with him at his house, and I remember him telling me this, and I don't think he was too happy about it. So that was the first example. Second example is actually a client of ours who will remain anonymous. Great business, very large following, and credit to this client for repeatedly hiring great people over the years. But in 2 or 3 circumstances, this client has hired agencies and Facebook experts to do some of this client's work. And every single time it's been pissing money down the drain. Okay. And that's very, very common. Another example is a number of years ago, I had an individual who's well known in the marketing space. He approached my brother and I for our other companies, for our health business. And he said, hey, so we got friendly and got to talking, and I had known him from some other stuff that he'd done, and obviously he'd known our business for many years. And he's like, "Hey guys, why don't we do this? I will let me beat your funnel. Let me set up a funnel that's going to beat the control, and let's just promise you I'm going to beat the control." Okay, so I said, "Okay, yeah, let's give it a shot." So then he sends over the contract or the agreement, and I was reading through it, and I'm like, I don't know if this makes a lot of sense. You want us to pay you upfront for the work. And I'm looking at this, I'm like, okay, where's the performance piece? Where's the revenue share? Where's any of that stuff? And there was none of it. And I'm thinking to myself, he is in no way incentivized for us to perform well here. Other than his reputation, right? There's no incentive for him to make sure what he's doing is going to perform well. And I said, listen, let's give it a go, right? What's the worst that can happen? We lose a bit of money, but you put in all the work and whatever. So we gave it a go, and lo and behold, his funnel did not outperform ours. So the moral of these stories is the following. And I say this all the time. when clients don't pay, they don't pay attention. Okay, so when your clients do not pay you, like I'm going to just do a free challenge, they don't do the work. The same happens with an agency, right? Or an outside, provider. When they are not paid, and this is a little detail, when they are not paid based on their performance or the outcome you want to achieve, they are not going to perform to the level that you want. And this is where most of the problems happen, is you pay a very high retainer if it's someone good, but regardless of the performance or the outcomes they're creating, you pay the same amount of money. And I think it's a terribly flawed model, and it's something I would never recommend you do. So that's the first thing. The second thing is you can't outsource your messaging. This is the big issue. No one knows your message like you do. You got into business for a very specific reason. You have a belief system, you have a philosophy, you have opinions, you have things you stand for, things you stand against. And no one is going to know that. Now, there are ways that you can extract that. That's something we do with our clients to help them extract this stuff so that they can then clone themselves, kind of. And this is how you start to build an empire around what's up here, is that, we often say in our core tenets, if what you do lives in your head, your business is dead, right? The only thing I need to do in Healthpreneur is shoot these videos. This is the only thing, and actually that's not quite true, because I could have a couple of our team members start doing these as well, and they'd be phenomenal. So that might be something down the road. But the only way I'm able to take what I know and then hand it off to people, writers, our social media team, et cetera, on our team is that there needs to be a process whereby you, as the owner, the visionary, can extract everything in your head, your ideas, your opinions, on a regular cadence and hand it over to someone who has a really good understanding of your brand, your voice, your style. And that's very, very tough to do very quickly. So if you're working with someone in the first 30 days, you're expecting miracles, good luck. This is an evolving relationship. And the more someone gets to know you, like the small nuances, right? The more they're going to get to take that and craft it into great messaging. So I'm not saying it can't be done, but I do think it's premature in a lot of cases for you as the health expert to just say, you do the mess, like just put some stuff up on my website and let's hope for the best. I think it's a very, very, very bad decision to make. And the other reason that the messaging is so important is that the messaging is everything. You see, if you spent, I'm not saying you, but as a conglomerate, if the market of business owners spent less time worrying about what their website looked like and more time obsessing about their message so that it was impossible to be misunderstood, you would get 100-time multiples in returns on what you're doing. Because that's the most important thing. You can have the ugliest looking website on the planet, but if the messaging is bang on, that's what people are going to resonate with. They're going to be like, holy cow, I've come to the right place. They're not going to say, holy cow, I've come to the right place based on a nice looking website, right? There's just a lot of wasted money on nice looking websites, just like there's a lot of wasted money on business cards and office chairs and stupid ping pong tables and stuff like that. So here's the thing is, number one, you have to, there's no way around this. Okay. I promise you this, you will never achieve a level of success in your business that maybe you want. Okay, let me rephrase this. There's a very big difference between making $5,000 a month in your business and making $5 million a month in your business. I was actually speaking with one of our clients 2 days ago. They were just shy of $5 million per month last month, right? Because their sales conversions were a little bit lower. I'm like, dude, that's insane. They're generating 100+ consults a day, 100+ conversations on the phone per day, enrolling more than 1,000 clients at a higher ticket program every single month. When they started with us in November 2019, they had nothing. They were negative $40,000 in debt, and they're on the verge of bankruptcy. Okay, so we're talking not even 2 years later, they're almost a $60 million company, virtual, helping people from a functional medicine perspective. And it is absolutely amazing to see what can happen. But here's the thing, you can't get to that level if you are not clear about your messaging. And you can't expect someone else to take the reins on that. Okay, you as the business owner, it's the most important skill you can develop is communication. How do you articulate what you do? How do you articulate your vision? How do you articulate how you help people? This is on you. Nobody else can do this. You have to do this. But in this process, you need to document this. You need to create assets around this so that as you build a team, they have this know-how. And then as you train them and build them into your culture, they speak the same language. But don't expect to hand this off to someone and for them to create amazing results for you. It's never going to happen. I've not seen it ever once, ever. Okay. So you have to take responsibility of your message and your messaging. And if you want help with that, this is what we do for lunch every single day and breakfast and dinner. But the second thing too is if you are considering having somebody do your marketing, they have got to be paid based on performance. Okay. No retainers. All the risk needs to be on them. If they're very good at what they do, they will take on all the risk. In fact, we're working on something right now, some of our clients that is just no one in the entire world is offering this. And the reason we can do this is because we've been doing this for a very long time. We are very good at what we do. And for the right people, we're going to help them 10x their business in the space of a few months compared to several years on their own. And the cool thing about that is that there's no retainers. We don't make money unless the client makes money. The setup is so that the client actually makes more than we do. And it's just a win-win-win situation. So you have to set things up where whoever is doing the work, and this is not even just like agencies, right? I'm talking about like people you bring onto your team as well. Like if you are not incentivizing performance, you are going to create a culture of task doers. There's a very big difference between writing an email and creating an outcome from that email, right? For someone to be like, if you hire a copywriter and they're like, yeah, well, I wrote 5 emails a week. I'm good. Where's my paycheck? Like, I don't give a shit about your paycheck. You have an outcome to achieve. It's not writing words in an email. The email is a means to the end. What is the outcome? That's what you need to incentivize people to create and give them a small piece or a big piece, whatever, however you set it up, of the outcome. Because when people are incentivized by the outcome, that's what they focus on. And so you need to reward people for what's most important in your business. Does that make sense? So that's why I believe you should never hand over your marketing in your healthcare business to consultants or agencies, because most of them don't give a shit. If they've got a ton of other clients they're working with, you're just another client, It's just something I've noticed time and time again. And I see it because a lot of healthcare experts rather focus on their craft than learning the marketing and business development. But I promise you, if you've got big visions for your business, you have to learn this stuff. And I'll finish with one final story. A friend of mine, Sharon, he invests in businesses and scales them. They took a business from a couple tens of millions of dollars to $3.4 billion. And he was sharing a couple lessons from that process. And one of the things he mentioned was he said, greatness is in the granularity. He said when he worked, and again, he's the investor, the CEO, like not just some worker in the business. Like he's the head guy. He's like, when I ran this business, I knew everything about everything. Because if you don't, then you have no clue how to hire properly. You can't identify problems. When people are not performing well, you're just like, okay, I guess, I don't know. You have, and I know this sounds, I'm not saying you have to become a control freak in your business, but it's your business. You should be a control freak to some degree. You need to know the granular levels of what makes the thing tick, because when you step away from it and you put people in different seats, now you can be the orchestrator and understand how all the pieces move together. And if you don't have that, you will never build the business you want to build unless you're looking for just a nice casual laptop type of business where you can hang on the beach for a bit and make a couple grand a month, right? Which is fine. I'm not judging. Anyways, so that's the deal. That's why I don't think you should ever really just hire out, all your marketing. I think it's a big mistake. Anyways, if you want to learn how to do marketing properly in a way that actually makes sense for you, in a way that doesn't require a tremendous amount of hustle and grind, and build a system that works on your behalf, then click the link below. Check out our Perfect Client Pipeline. It's exactly how we help thousands of our clients build their dream virtual practices. And I think it'll make a lot of sense for you. So check it out below. It's the next video in this series, if you will. And remember to subscribe to the channel here. I've got hundreds of other videos to help you build a great business. Even if you just watched all my videos here on YouTube, you would be 1,000 times further ahead than you ever thought possible. And again, that's what I'm here to do, is to support you. And if you ever want our help at a higher level, again, we're here to, just reach out and let us know. That's all for today. I hope you have an awesome one. Keep being awesome. Keep helping people, and I'll see you soon.